The first thing I remember trying to make was probably the result of hearing my dad talk about great inventions and labor-saving devices at the dinner table. I figured that if a hamburger almost invariably would be consumed with ketchup on it, why could one not mix ketchup in with hamburger meat prior to cooking? This would of course save the burger consumer untold hassles and difficulties of having to apply the ketchup themselves. I had it pictured in my mind that this great breakthrough would revolutionize burger cooking and production for all eternity, and I would be regarded as the world's greatest chef because I had the bright idea to do this. But then I tried it and it tasted kind of gross, so I forgot about it. My mom always got non-fat milk and refused to buy us kids sugary cereals, regardless of much whiny persuasion from my part. My brother and I came up with a solution, which was to take regular Cheerios and add an average of 3 tablespoons of sugar per bowl, and then a cup of half and half. It did taste pretty good, although you generally didn't feel like doing anything for the rest of the day. This recipe was a simple one. I almost always had to go to summer school because I was such a crummy student, and I would frequently pick up a bag of butterscotch baking chips on the way home. Then, seated in front of the TV, I would melt the chips in the palms of my hands and then lick the goop off. To my delight, you can taste the chemical agents a lot better that way for some reason. This is an oft-attempted recipe amongst children that goes back decades. One time my parents had to go out after dinner, and so my brother and I put all the table scraps into the blender to see if we could invent a nutritional liquid meal that could one day be used by astronauts. It smelled really disgusting, so we never tried drinking it, but we did put a little in a Tupperware container and stashed it in a corner of the attic for further scientific research. We never had the guts to look at that thing to see what became of it, and so every once in a while when trying to sleep, I would get paranoid that it had mutated into some big monster that would get me someday. This creation was a result of simple gastronomic chemistry. I figured bologna sandwiches tasted good with ketchup, and potato chips tasted good with ketchup, so I put some potato chips in with my bologna sandwich with ketchup. This actually tasted pretty good, but even then I was conscious of my overall human dignity going down a few pegs. My guess is that many people who were obsessed with Star Wars as children did this. Inspired by the blue milk in the Tatooine dinner scene, I put blue food coloring into the family milk gallons for weeks afterwards. If you wish to see an expression of bewilderment on your dad's face, just hand him a glass of blue milk. It's everything you think it would be. One day I wanted a peanut butter cup candy, but there weren't any in the house. I reasoned that as the primary elements of that concoction were peanut butter and chocolate, a reasonable facsimile would be to simply spread peanut butter on a piece of chocolate cake. I don't know if it was the peanut butter and cake or that I had been playing with a paint marker earlier that day and didn't wash my hands, but that night my stomach went into a tailspin. Either way, this is an experiment that goes very highly not recommended. I didn't alter raisins in any way as a dish, I used them as a fuel. See, I noticed the effect they tended to have on me, so I ate tons of raisins so I could see for myself if farts do indeed catch on fire. To my delight, the myth is true. I did this more than once. Maybe I was expecting that with enough raisins I could become some sort of jet propulsion engine, but I eventually got bored with the whole thing. Once you've seen a fart on fire, you've seen it.
Lev Yilmaz, creator of Tales of Mere Existence, will tell you about next week's story after this word from our sponsor.
This video was sponsored by Turkish Airlines. Click the link below to see Kobe Bryant and Lionel Messi as they travel around the globe, battling each other in an epic selfie-off.
And now, Mr. Yilmaz.
Next episode of Tales of Mere Existence will be an exploratory little frolic as I ponder the unnerving personal question, what kind of old man will I be? Thank you for watching, and see you next time.